Hello and welcome back to Sisterly Sparks. I am Orange Spark,
I am the perp spark.
period. And together we are the Sisterly Sparks. And today,
Podcast.
yes, and today we are bringing you conversation on false presentations.
First of all, hold on. I'm first of all, I really want y'all to take in the scene that you looking at, okay? I'm not even talking to myself though, right? I just want you to look,
I
to the
mean,
left, right of me. You know what I'm saying? Whichever way you look at, whatever way you want to look at it. You know what I'm talking about? Just
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just want good presentation to look at. You just want something good to look at. You know what I'm talking about? You want that. You want
mhm.
it to just give, okay? And it's given, all right,
Anything.
all the way given, okay? Pay
Do.
attention. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to it.
Thank you. Thank you. So, before we dive in today on false presentations, we're going to do a mental health check-in. So, how you doing, Purple Spark?
It's still tax season, so I'm gonna have an attitude until I'm done. So,
That's valid.
um, besides that though, I guess. Shit. I mean, I guess. I guess I'm good. I mean, there's no complaints I can think of. So once again, they shouldn't be there, or I'm just full of crap. So, but yeah, I'm okay. And even after here, like the last couple minutes, I'm even extra okay. Like I'm
Yeah.
hopeful. I'm joyful. I'm happy. I'm in a good space at the moment. And it's
Good.
been a good week. I feel like just the same old work, and I can't be mad at work, right? I need it. We all
Period.
need it. Okay.
Period. Um, I don't know how I'm doing. I feel like
Test
I'm
it.
in a, I was just about to say I'm in a major test. And I've chosen violence. I've chosen not my normal habits, not my normal ways. Um, I don't want to take the silent route no more. I don't want to be the cooperative one. I don't want to be the ran over one. So, um, I will say that the situation hasn't, it weighs heavy, but it hasn't weighed heavy to put me in a depressive state. So that's different. So I likes that. Um, I previously stated on my Facebook. So if you're not my friend, go check me out. But um, Martin Luther King Day just passed, and I'm feeling real Malcolm X like. So tread lightly with me in this season of 2025 so far. But outside of that, I'm doing pretty good. Work is going good. Um, I'm having car troubles, which is frustrating, but it could be worse. So I think I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. It's always something. So just kind of rolling with the punches and just kind of waiting to see what comes about. Because I'm ready for it all, for real. I'm. hmm hmm
Okay.
Yeah. And let me just say, because we did talk about this last week, them funkies did ban TikTok. It was supposed to ban um it banned it a day before it was supposed to, the night before. Everybody was upset, okay?
Nobody was
Um
upset.
everybody was upset.
Nobody was upset.
Everybody was upset. Scrolling through social media, everybody was, because what do? Everybody just scrolls through TikTok. Nobody wants to scroll through
What do
Instagram
you
or
do?
Facebook Reels. Like, no, TikTok. Um but the gag is Trump brought it back. He said he was going to take it away, and then he brought it back. And right now it's looking like it's back for like 184 days, and we'll see from there. Since we've last met, we also are now under the management of a new president, which is It's a thing. Um, and all I can say is, y'all make sure y'all are staying up on what's happening, because a lot of the policies and his first orders of business being in office are very interesting. And I think we should do an episode on it, because one that really caught me by surprise was he's trying to pass this bill or law, whatever, that people who are children of immigrants that were born in the US, he's trying to make them not citizens. So where you qualify being a citizen of the United States because you were born in the United States, if your parents were not born here, he's trying to make it to where you as well are not a United States citizen. So, but
Mm.
that's for another day. But it's very interesting. Make sure y'all stay up on y'all stuff. But today we're going to get into these false presentations.
False narratives,
Yeah.
false images,
Mm-hmm.
false stories. However you want to,
All of
whatever
the
way you
above.
want to put that, however you want to explain it, however you want to put that to the surface, like come up with your own word, but it is what it is. Sometimes we may not know we're doing it. Sometimes, or there are people out there that is so deep in falsehood that they believe without a shadow of a doubt that there's nothing wrong with what's being displayed. There's nothing wrong with the things that they put out, the actions that they show. And they will try to paint you out to be the one with the problem, the one that is not right, the false one, because all they know is theirs to be true. So yours has to be false. Um, we just we just have to be really in tune with what we do and how we act and what we show. Um, we have to be intentional with it. That's also why I also believe in really knowing yourself, really knowing you, um, knowing people around you. It don't have to be like intimately knowing, but just watching people, watching, because sometimes you you could get you could get a real image, or you could get the real information from someone by them not speaking, their ways of acting out things, their ways of doing things without using verbal communication at all. And sometimes that's the best way, because you can't fake certain things. You could fake story, you could fake verbal stories, you could fake words, um you could make up movie scenes, you could make up actions, you could make up different scenarios about different things. But one thing I ultimately feel like you can't make up, or you cannot disguise, is how your body, what your body put out, what your body show. Because no matter what you try to do that may be negative or maybe wrong, or whatever, that's outside you, but your real self is going to display or show whatever it is that you trying to hide, or that you trying not to get out, or you trying to not let someone see. And for the people that's actually in tune, or the people that can actually see that, they're going to see that, instead of, or also on top of hearing what you're saying, But for the ones who like to watch instead of just listen all the time because we could just make up anything, those are the ones that actually can see through whatever it is that you're talking out your mouth, whatever it is that you're saying, however, whatever story that you're making up, or whatever thing that you feel like is right, or that you may want to manifest. Like, you also have to be careful with what you speak into, because our words do have power. Remember back in the day, they used to always say words don't hurt, like whatever. It was like a little saying or something. Some word, stumble, some word, so something about words don't hurt or whatever. Mm, that was a lie. But we all was on that trend. Like, yeah, words can't hurt me. Like, whatever it was, I can't believe
Is
I
it
don't
the
really
sticks and
remember. Probably
stones?
because it's a lie, but yeah, sticks and
Like,
stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me.
yeah.
That's a lie, and I don't know who came up with that. Who came up with that? But that's a lie. Like, I caught myself. I did good that time.
You did.
But yeah, that's a lie, and we really do need to be careful with what we speak,
Mhm.
what we say, like, and to you could mess your own self up with with how you talk, on top of how you act. But just because the talking is what can get you the results that you want or may not want. So we really do have to be mindful of what we speak out of our mouth, how we talk to people, the tone in which we use to speak with someone. We talked about that last episode, I believe. We touched on it a little bit, I believe. But the tone, like, your delivery, or your story may be one of the best stories. Even though it may be false, it may be one of the best things. But you know what can really mess that up for people who actually can't believe, like, what you're saying may be false or whatever? The tone in which you're using to express that, or to show that, like, that can mess something up. That could get you something that you totally don't even want. So I just wish that people would have other people in mind when they go to conversate, when they go to speak negative to them, or on them, or about them, or somebody they know. um I wish they took other people's feelings and thoughts into consideration, and how they could feel from what has been spoken out our mouths, because I'm included with all this. Everybody's included. Like, I wish we paid attention to that more. Yes, we all have freedom of speech. Yes, we all can say what we want to. We all have different opinions. We all, act different. We all want different. Our lanes are different. The roads, they may be clogged or whatever. We trying to find them right lanes. So sometimes it can get intertwined. But it's, I don't know. It's this world is getting weird and weirder by the day. I feel like I'm scared to I'm scared to know what the worst or what the hardest test is, and if it's already came yet or not. And I'm saying with all of us. Like, I just feel like sometimes, like, just because you don't know, like, how far you have to go or how much stuff you have to go through, I feel like, because I know for me, I could just speak personally. I know for me, like, with some of the things that I've been through, I just felt like that was like, I don't understand why that had to, like, that was like really, like, I felt like that was the end of the world there, like, couple times, right? But who's to say that that was the hardest thing, or who's to say that was the last thing, or who was to say that was the only thing, that my only hurdle, my only, you know, stumbling block, my only, my only task that I had to figure out. Or and who's to say that was the worst one? I ain't thinking that, because oh my gosh, like,
Hmm.
did this happen out of nowhere, or this is like crazy work? This is, but, and even though I know that the tough ones do get the tougher lessons, and because we can withstand it, but at the same time, like, I'd be like, damn, how much more? Like, matter of fact, what am I testing for? Like, why do I have to keep like, have I not proven enough? And then when I go in that over there, I'm like, now I am asking, okay, now I am trying to seek out. Now I am trying to find out, what the hell am I doing here? What is it? What do I supposed to be doing? What is my position? What where am I situated in all this? What I don't understand. I don't understand. I mean, I could see sometimes when they used to say deja vu word stuff, and now I can understand a little bit of what for me, what that feels like for me is we're caught in some of the same scenarios, maybe different situations, and maybe it's other chances for us to try and get it right that time or whatever. That's just me, what I feel, what I interpret it as, what I feel like. Other than that, I don't know what that means, or I don't know. But I just feel like we've been getting tested too tough, too. And even though, pressure do make diamonds. So, I mean, yes, I'm complaining, but I'm a contradictor. I'm a Pisces, okay? Stop it. This is what I do, okay? Um, but in the moment, you just be like, no, no, I don't. And some things some people do and say are so freaking unbelievable, like out of this world, outlandish, like insane. Like, you said that? You sure you wanted to say that? Like, that's really coming out your mouth right now? That's what we doing? I, I'm so confused. Listen. I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna let Orange Spark take over. But I just be.
The level of audacity.
Is that the word I said? Is that the word we were supposed to use? Audacity. I feel like we keep saying it.
Audacity. That's exactly what it was. Because it reminded me of that's what I was using my pocket, the Audacity app. That's
The
exactly what it
audacity
was.
of people.
Audacity.
What does that mean? Here, let's look this. Let me handy dandy. Let's look up the exact meaning of audacity. Because I feel like we also speak words and we just talk and stuff, and sometimes we don't even know the meanings of things and stuff. So it's always good, even at 40. Okay, I'm almost 40 in a month or two. Almost 40. Okay, but it's always good for us to always learn words, learn meaning of words, and uh, um um what you call it when you something our vocabulary up that. Yes, it's good to increase your vocabulary too. That's why this girl over here be talking so good and shit, and be all this stuff that she be doing, all this, you know what I'm saying? But that's why we doing this, okay? Because I'm taking from her.
Okay.
But anyway, audacity. Let's see. Audacity is a word that means boldness or daring, especially when it's done in a way that's arrogant or disregards convention. So you have a lot of arrogance then. You have a lot of disregard, which means you don't give a flippity flop. Matter of fact, you didn't even think nothing through. You just said whatever came.
Without a care.
First of all, you know what? This probably will have to be like different things, because I also want to get into. I said I didn't want to, but I just feel like going along with this audacity and going along with people being bold and people being just and just feeling entitled to just spill and say whatever. I also want to get into like us knowing people and knowing things about people, and when in difficult situations, and like, whatever, you choose to try to belittle someone with what you know about them. Or even if it's partnership type things, girlfriend, boyfriend type things. And when you into it, or when you're not together anymore, you choose to like air out dirty laundry, or you choose to hit below belts, or you choose to try to belittle. However, you're not taking into account of at one point that was you. You were with him, her.
By choice.
He, her was with you. And so all this stuff that you're talking now, what happened then? So what does that say about you? This thinking right here also should make somebody think about what they say before they say it out their mouth. And truly, like, I just wish, because matter of fact, I think I also touched on this a little bit too. I just wish that even in friendship, like when you're done, like if it doesn't work, instead of always thinking sometimes, now most of the time now, okay, listen to me, most of the time, yes, it may be bullshit. It may be something crazy, okay? However, sometimes though, if it don't work out, it just genuinely didn't work out. You just genuinely don't mesh. And I feel like that should be okay, because all of us are different. All of us are separate. All of us have different ways of living and perspectives and all that. And I feel like though, because you either choose not to communicate, you choose not to still be friends, you choose not to have someone around, you choose whatever, I feel like we take that to heart too much. And because it's like we've been rejected, or we've been like tossed out or whatever, we feel like, so now we feel attacked. And so now we have to, the only thing we know how to do is attack that person. But why are we mad? And did you hear me say we? I'm not excluding myself from nothing. Why are we mad? Why are we trying to attack or belittle or talk stuff about the next person, the person that we either got into it with, or just severed way? Like, what if our frequencies or our whatever just did not mesh? Why can it not be okay if you were friends, or if you were really close with someone at one point, you get to know them, y'all both get to know each other, friends wise, family wise. I'm not talking about no set or type of whatever, any type of shit, any type of it. And when we down the line, the things that we find out, it may not be what we're privy to. That's not a goal for us to now go at them. Oh well, you ain't like me, so you finna get this work, or just mad, angry, like you mad at now. You're mad at you held all this stuff in, and depending on how long that you've known somebody, how long you have this relationship with somebody, whatever. Okay, you must have been holding all that stuff in, saying, you know what, I'm gonna wait for the right time and I'm gonna spill all this. And then you find out that y'all not in tune, y'all not whatever. So y'all go y'all separate ways, but now it's a word battle. It's a image battle. Because now we airing out everything. Well, you this and you didn't do this and you this and you this, but especially though, you gotta look, was it even talked about or discussed about up in the ship? Or now you just bringing it up just because you feel some type of way, and the only way for you to feel better about the situation is if you try and hit that person below the belt, and hoping that it's going to affect them negatively and make them feel how you feel. I need somebody to help me understand, why is that okay? I need somebody to help me understand why it can be okay for ones not to want to, or just try to make a false connection instead of just letting it be authentic. We have that's I feel like that's also, besides us finding out our purpose, that's another thing we're doing, is finding like ones. And if we're revealing our true selves and not these false presentations that we're showing and we're displaying and putting out there, we're gonna, right ones will gravitate to us. I was just talking to somebody else at work, um or maybe at the salon, about the same thing. When we sometimes, when we get angry because we keep finding these people we deem as people that's beneath us, or not for us, or bad, or when we talk about them so much, but we're not even thinking, what are we doing, what are we showing, how are we presenting ourselves out here? Because if we're attracting, why can't we look at ourselves and see, okay, hold on, okay, because this has been happening too many times, this has been happening too much, this is too crazy, this is not the ordinary, you know what I mean? And start doing some self-evaluation stuff, and start watching what we doing, what we showing, what we putting out there. Because sometimes we can put that, just like I said, we may not know we're doing that. Sometimes we're attracting at what we're mad at, and we can't be too mad. Are we being real, or are we being fake? We're making up stuff? What are we doing? So don't be surprised, because you're the only one who know what image you're putting out there. So if you being fake out here, if you being not real, if you being in your la imaginary land, whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is, however it is you want to be, you also have to be mindful that you're attracting the people on a false presentation. So you're not going to get what's actually for you, what you actually internally probably know, but what you putting out there is exactly the energy that you going to get. Life is daily work. I don't know how many times or how much I'm going to say that, but life is daily freaking work. Daily, situation by situation. You can't take, there's no days off that we take. Lifing. None. None. None at all. We really need to be careful how what we doing, and we need to be really like for real with knowing what we want and knowing at least the starting point on how we're gonna get there. And then that's when the other hurdles and all the other bullshit, all the other stuff come. But we need to figure that part out first. Because if not, we're going to just be out here. We're going to do the same thing everybody else is doing, putting up false narratives, putting out false stuff, falsehoods, seeing things you wanted. So now you got to pretend to be certain things with certain people just to show a different image, just to get close to whatever it is that's out here that's in your reach, that you feel like is in your reach. But you bashing another person because of how you feel, because you choose not to do internal work, you choose not to do self work, you choose to not see yourself as being the false one. That's that what? Luckily for some people have a good like circle or a good like group of people that know them. So sometimes even when people do try to put false stuff and falsehoods and shit stuff on you, the real people they can see and they already know. Excuse me. But when you're almost solitude out here though, when you're almost just the only one though, when you're limited, don't have too many people on,
Mm-hmm.
backing you or just in your corner, it's going to be hard for people not to believe the falsehoods that's put out there, because what else are they going by? What else are they going on? What are they seeing? What else are they seeing? Especially if they don't know you. They don't really talk to you much. They don't be around you. They don't hang with you. And let somebody's story sound hella good. What? You're not gonna believe it? Of course. But people need to start being real with themselves. People need to stop putting false presentations out here. People need to stop complaining when they don't get what it is that they want because they really wasn't asking for the right thing that they wanted. And sometimes people are not ready for what they say they want. Sometimes people don't know what to do with what they claim that they want. And they fumble the bag, as this new generation call it, and then be upset about it. And then want to wreak havoc on everybody because they're unhappy. Anyway, I'm sorry. I've been talking for 30 minutes. I feel like I'm a cool down. I'm gonna pass it over, okay? Because she listen. She probably want to put a little couple words in, okay? I'm sorry, but no, I'm serious though. Like that bugs me. Like out of everything, it bugs me because we can't just go around like our character is everything. What we put out is everything. Not only do we have to be mindful of what we put out there, but on top of that, other people have to be fucking mindful on what they actually put out there too on other people. You have to be careful. You don't know who's listening, who's watching, who's none of that. You could hurt somebody, like not physically, but you could hurt somebody just by what you speak on them or about them. And because you may be in your feelings and you feel like you just want to get some words off and you just want to say some stuff. That shit ain't cool. Watch your mouth. All right, Orange Spark. What's your take? I know I said a lot. I probably went over a whole bunch of topics, but just however you want to.
Well, I think there's so many things that tie into all of it. And while you were talking, I kept thinking about the episode we talked about people putting out those projections of us.
Mhm.
Um, and a lot of times it's how they feel about themselves, and that's what they project, or they'll put out this image of you for people to perceive you in that way, even though that's not really who you are. So I agree, it's important, excuse me, uh, for us to know who we are, because especially when, as you stated, when you don't have that community around you or that circle or that support system or whatever the case, you kind of a loner, or you know um, don't have anybody to be like, yeah, no, that's not true. You can essentially fall victim to that projection, and it can alter your life and how people perceive you, how people deal with you, how people associate or don't associate with you anymore based on their projections. I feel like people who put out these false presentations of other people, I feel like they do have a lot of audacity, and I feel like that they feel that they are better than other people. I feel like these people tend to have great influence on people, and they know that they have great influence. I feel like these people put on this. It's not even a facade. It's giving multiple personalities. It's giving like you're one way, like who you are at your core is one thing, but you portray these different people and to be these different things depending on the crowd. It's kind of like when you like you can conform to a room. Like you can adjust to know when and what or how to speak or what to say or what not to say, depending on which room you walk into. So then you have all these different groups of people that you have this influence on because they've either seen you do good acts or you've been reliable or you've been whatever. So sorry. Excuse me for these people. So then when they put out these projections, everybody just eats it up and they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I can see that." Yeah, but then when people can't put out projections about you, which not that they should, but nobody's going to believe that you're causing all this havoc for other people. You're just this good and reliable, trustworthy, mind your own business person, which is farthest from the truth. But it's people don't discover these things until they fall victim of the projections, and then they become outsiders. um so it's a really really hard thing, and I do feel like because you feel like you're so greater than everybody else, or because you feel like you're able to hide all of your bad things and nobody can see or believe these things, when you go to make these personal attacks on people, hitting below the belt or personal jabs to make someone feel bad, you feel very superior and you feel like there's nothing anybody can do or say that can hurt you or to make you feel some type of way because you're good and you handle business and you XYZ. Whole time, if you really look at yourself and self evaluate, you know better than the next person. Like literally no better than the next person. And you make it your life goal to make sure that people go through life uncomfortable, are looked at in a false narrative, are mistreated because of you and your projections because of how you're feeling. And I do feel like it's emotionally driven because at the point that you're in good standing, all that's out the window. That's nowhere to be found. But as soon as you are no longer in good standings, then you make it your life mission to try to blow up their lives. It's not cool, and it's giving very much so mental patient, and you need to get help. And even with getting help, like you have to be willing to, even before you seek help, you have to be willing to be real with yourself, because if you go for help and you're not being real and you're just throwing out another one of these projections, you're not going to truly get the help that you need. You're not going to grow as a person. You're going to continue in those patterns. You're going to continue to manipulate your way through life. Um, and there won't be any change that comes about. But I will say that for people who are like that, you may feel like you're winning. You may feel like you have all these people in your corner, but when it comes down to it, you only got one person to answer to at the end of the day. And there will be great loss as a consequence. And you take the little losses now and you try to make it seem like they don't affect you or you're good or whatever else, but there will come a time, and it may even be when you by yourself, but you know your loss. You know your losses and the value that they are and how great, and you have to deal and suffer with those in silence. But you can't suffer too much because people can't know that you suffer, and that's a very miserable place to be.
That's putting on more facades. That's putting on more shows. More, you're just study keep masking things, and pretty soon you're not going to be noticeable.
Mm-hmm. And then you'll be confused because who did you put out yourself to be? And then, like you said, those actions will get to changing because, yeah, your actions, they speak louder than your words. And how you truly feel about something is going to be expressed, whether it's your face or your body language. It's going to come out. And then you're going to have a whole battle with yourself. But that's the fate you choose unless you choose to make different choices.
Yeah, and I feel like every day we have that option too. Like every day we have a chance to show up better than we did the day before. We're in control of nobody but our own self, our own image, our own whatever. But once again, though, and two, how you treat people and what you do and how you act, that's showing who you are, though.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably wouldn't, if you're one of those people, you probably would never have to tell nobody or explain to nobody like who you are or what you're about, or you're showing it. You're showing
Mm-hmm.
it. And if you got an issue with how people view you or what they think of you, you can't do nothing but look in the mirror and think about it. Like, people can only act on what you give them or what you show or what they have in front of them. So it's either them being blind and can't see, or you being false and negative and not true and
Got some self evaluating to do.
something's going on.
Ooh, them was bars right there. Bars.
Something. Like, let's figure it out though. Like, everybody do need healing. Everybody do have something going on, but just because you're in your spot, you're in your whatever, don't bring people along with that. You don't like to be there. You're not going to you're not going to really claim that, but you don't like that. But yet you're tagging along other people. You're including other people. You're trying to get other people to act like you and do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So you won't be alone and lonely and feel alone and lonely and feel like or know that you're wrong. So if other people do it, if you get other people to do it too and act that way and feel like that shit'll feel normal to you. You need a psych belt.
Straight jacket.
You need a house for one of them jackets. You do. What
Agreed.
what we got going on to where all this shit is acceptable
Mass manipulation.
at its finest? What? Oh, you know what? This is why I feel like I think maybe I bought up the Zodiac. I feel like we also need to do some episodes. We need to do a whole series for the Zodiac. We need to get in tune with that a little bit. I know people have taken it and like made it more than what it should be, or like exaggerated it, but some of that stuff, the most of that stuff is dead on point. But I feel like I just feel like a lot of stuff will be a little bit more clear if we knew a little bit more. And for some of the Zodiac, this all is just hitting home. And I just think we need to go over it a little bit. That's it. I'm sorry. I spoke again here. I'm sorry. Go ahead. But no, I think we really do. And yeah, we do need to just watch what we putting out there. Watch who's pay attention to who's watching too. Cause I don't feel like um we stop soaking in information. I feel like it's very like um we soak up a lot more when we're young, but we still soak it up as we age. So we really still do need to pay attention and watch what's going on with ourselves and around us. So, but anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You good?
Um, man, listen. I could have done the whole thing and she could have just listened because this is that like you hit a nerve.
Mm-hmm. Real bad.
And when people try to intimidate you, was it an intimidation? Could it have been that too? When people feel like they have when people feel like they have free range to even act, to even have the audacity to say certain things to you that they normally wouldn't say to anybody, or that they know to be false. I'm gonna eat a Skittle. Some people are very domineering. Some people are very arrogant. Some people are very how dare you ish. Some people are very
Narcissistic. Pessimistic.
some people are very self-centered. Some people are very
Ignorant.
some people are very not
Childish.
there. Just not there.
Evil.
And when they feel like and when they do the job of like Orange Spark said of putting the image out there and making people believe a certain narrative, they feel like they have it in the bag. They feel like they could do no wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like they have the power. They can talk how they want. They can talk to who they want to, however they want to. All that. Not over here though. I'm not claiming to be big bag or nothing, and y'all see me. I'm the smallest person ever in life. Okay, but you got me. What?
Be careful with me. Do you know
You
what
got
you're
me messed
doing?
up. Especially when I know what I put out. We're gonna go personal. I can't speak for nobody else but me. I'm not accepting some stuff. I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna do it. I don't want to, and I feel like I don't have to or need to. If I feel like you coming at me wrong, if I feel like you doing something intentional to hurt me, if I feel like I'm being attacked, even though I'm not a confrontational person, I'm going to say something about it. I'm not going to act like I'm going to beat you up or I'm going to overpower you or any of that, but you're going to know I mean what I say when I say what I say.
Period.
Point blank, period, whoever it is.
Period.
I do not discriminate at all. I'm always mindful of what I say, to when I say, how I say it, who I say it to. I'm always mindful. I'm always thinking about the next person. You can call it whack or weak or narrow minded or whatever, all you want to. But I'm doing what I want you to do when you approach me. Think about the shit that you finna say coming out your mouth. Because sometimes you can't take that shit back.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
And when people talk like that, people really say what they mean. Why
Mm-hmm.
else you speaking it? What you saying it for?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking you for your word. Now, if that word is a lie, then that's on you. Stop lying. If
And
not, we got a problem.
mm-hmm. And just stop stop being a liar and calling other people a liar, because that's baffling. That's baffling. Anything to keep up the facade.
You know the truth hurts. You know it's bad when you can tell somebody the truth and they know it to be the truth, but because they don't want to believe it, or they don't want to put it out there or let it be known that it's the truth, then they will, or they can spend their whole lives or the rest of their lives trying to make it bad for you, trying to put you in bad lights and have bad images. The truth is the truth. It hurt, don't it? It
Yep.
don't always have to though. And you don't gotta act like that. You need help. You need to speak up. You need to say something because you can get it.
It could all be so simple.
Man, I'm finna go make this beat. I'm finna go finish this beat. Y'all got me messed up. Now, yeah. It could all be so simple, but we rather make it hard. We always rather make it hard. We're hard headed people. We like to see for ourselves some shit. We like to see, well, what'll happen. Let me see. Let me see. That's our word. That's our line. Let me see. Let me try.
Mhm.
You don't believe the next person. You calling the bluff. You calling whoever, whatever bluff. Let me see. Let me try. Let me try it. Let me see what it'll do if I do this. If I say this. If I act like this. Let me see. And putting out them false presentations, who you think is really in the long run going to affect? It may temporarily affect the ones that you're projecting on, but ultimately it's only going to affect you, because eventually the truth and the real will reveal itself and show. And then what you gonna do? What you gonna keep doing with that false shit?
Mm.
What's gonna happen? What you gonna do?
Just know that you and everybody that believed that false narrative can go to hell. Keep your apologies. Keep your, oh, I should have knew better. You know where you can go. Just saying. When the time comes. But that's just me. Anybody else, you can probably. But as far as me,
No, I feel like it's a now everybody can say some outlandish shit and do some things and say some things, but I feel like it there comes a point of no return. I seen somebody put a post up that said, like, sometimes some things can be forgivable but they can't be undone, which means you can't like try to mend something sometimes, depending on how crucial like whatever was is what
mm-hmm.
it was. And that's just what it is. She's Orange Spark is basically saying, like, if you out here at a point of where you are trying to for real make somebody non-existent, if you're out here really trying to make everybody see someone how you see them, um try to make people view and dislike and discredit people because of what you're putting out there, I feel like there's no turning around from that, because what's going through your head and what do you have going on that makes you feel like that about that person, to where you're verbally expressing and saying that shit to or around people to get them taking that in. What kind of sorry could you get that would make
Make
that
me
okay?
better.
What kind of apology could you get that would make that okay? What kind of treatment, further treatment can happen, or actions can be taken that would make all that okay, or have been okay? Because for some, the damage probably could already have been done.
Yep.
You can only push people so much or for so long. And if you're one who really just forgives easy, you're one who's really just like you're just a lovable person and all that. Like, sometimes those people take way more than what they should. Sometimes those people still try to see the good, still try to have a positive outlook on what's to come or what could come out of it or whatever. And because of that, That's what put them in vulnerable situations or put us in vulnerable situations. Make it hard for us to do or act or say what we really need to say. Because they say the softer you are, the more you get done in, the more you get used and all that, because you're too vulnerable, you're too weak, you're too soft. Like, I don't know why all those have to go with each other. I feel like that's what the mission was. We all supposed to be kind. We supposed to be nice. We supposed to be good people. I thought that was the mission. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've been wrong this whole time, but I thought.
Nope, you ain't wrong.
Now it seemed like that's like, oh my gosh,
Rare.
who let that happen? Right? Like, where did that come from? What? Normal is not the normal. It's not the norm.
Nope.
I don't know. It. Listen. We also need to talk about Christians. Okay, in
Real
church,
bad.
real bad, because other people too still can like use the Bible too and try to.
Manipulate. Hence religion.
You can't use that Bible, and you can't be out here trying to portray the Bible and all the things that's there on top of you being a shitty person. For real, in real life, everyday living, real life walking, real life acting, work, all that. You can't do that.
Nope.
Use the Christian card when you want to make it go in your favor, to make you seem like you this also loving Christian, you also God fearing, um, lovable, just best person in life. But your attitude is shitty. How you treat people is shitty.
Mm-hmm.
What you display about people is shitty. How you try to divide instead of multiply and add on is shitty. How you try to dominate is hella shitty.
Yep.
But God got you.
Yeah,
He's getting rid of everything and everybody that is not supposed to be in your path. This is your season.
period.
Okay. I can't wait for mine.
It's coming.
I've been trying to wait on it. Trying to wait.
Yeah, I think we should dive into religion next week.
It's gonna be one of these topics, y'all. Whatever. I don't even care. Because I'm gonna go on a bench again, like with all of them.
Me
So,
too. And y'all little Christians y'all little feelings is gonna be hurt. But don't hey.
and this is one channel. You're not gonna tell me we can't talk about religion or politics, because that's part of life. Why are we keeping what we feel or our opinions to ourselves about the one things that's shaping this goddamn world, this economy, this system. What are we doing? So don't tell me what I can't talk. Whatever I feel like, that's what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm. And if you feel convicted, don't be mad, get glad.
I don't know what
Change
to
your
tell you.
ways. Change your ways, pray about it, read your Bible for what it is.
Right. And don't just think everybody's lying or everybody don't know anything. You may be the one that's not knowing something. Pick up a book. Watch a documentary. The History Channel. Do something. Learn something. And make sure you know the facts before you go and try to tell somebody what they don't know.
Yep. It's important to know, read, do for yourself.
So yes, we will touch bases on that. So yes, that's a high possibility that's what that is. Now in the close to the week, I will be like, now what is it again? But it's okay.
Right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get rehyped because I'm a remember then.
Yeah.
But
There's a lot to unload
yes,
with that one.
I think it is needed because we just out here just doing the most. We
Mm,
doing the most out here.
absolute.
Some of us ain't even at our full potentials because we're trying to do other stuff that's not even wanted or needed. But I think I'm done for the night. I think I said enough.
We said a whole
I
lot.
think I made my point clear. I feel like if not, y'all can reach out and ask questions or get clarity or try to gain clarity. I'm good with that. But I feel like I've laid out exactly what I meant and what I wanted to say.
Period.
Be authentic, be real with yourself, but most importantly, be real with other people and be real with the image that you put out there, that you're displaying in front of people, so that you can always get authenticity back. You can always get realness back. You could always reciprocate, get reciprocity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And with that being said, I hope there's changes of heart, self evaluation, and let's just be better people and stop projecting and stop putting out false presentations of others and focus on ourselves. If we all focus on ourselves and be better for ourselves, then we can be our best version of us for others, which only brings about love, acceptance, encouragement, empathy, and all the good things. So let's be better as a people and let's start holding people accountable. But there you have it. Tonight's episode about false presentations. I am Orange Spark.
And I am Purple Spark.
Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe the video. Please go follow us on our social media, Sisterly Sparks on Facebook as well as Twitter. If you would like to be on the big screen with us, please be sure and send us an email at sisterlysparks@gmail.com and we will send you the link. Please share this video with anyone and message in if there's any questions, comments, or subject ideas. We would love to hear them, as well as always feel free to leave comments in the comment section, and we are happy to respond. But until next week, have a safe week, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.